Rogers is an autistic boy. He's 15 years old. He's been missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. And everybody has been looking for him. Everybody. He is 5 foot 5 inches tall. He weighs 120 pounds. Sandy blonde hair, and he wears glasses. And again, there is none, no footprint of him whatsoever.
You think back, and there might have been a reason he was possibly upset, or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside. Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. That morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving.
This boy, I've done told y'all, reminds me of my son that had autism, that is my third son. And he disappeared right down the road from part of where my family lives. And I take all of these cases serious. I am not playing about anything right now.
The original thinking was that Sebastian Rogers left home on his own, but the fact that he disappeared without a trace now has authorities looking into the very real possibility of foul play.
I'm not trying to accuse them of anything. I'm trying to tell you how suspicious they are now becoming. Foul play, huh? In the beginning, Nick? Really? Hey, Deborah. I don't know. I didn't look to see who was on. I didn't even look. I was trying to get this in where I could fit in, honey. You know me, I don't have no set schedule. Hey, Deborah and Lois. Hello. Elaine and Mason. Good evening, Ginger Snap. Hello. H. Davis. Good evening. Good to see you. JD. Hello. Back again. Yeah, I wanted to come in again and come in pretty early so I could catch up with some other people this evening and hopefully watch that movie I was telling you about and hopefully catch up on some stuff I needed to do. How about that? So this, I'm going to play some clips. So hopefully this will be a, rather short. I don't know. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. I don't do what nobody tells me to do. I do what I do. That's what I do. How about that? Hey, Witchy Mama, see something, say something. That's right. Number 10, thank you. Thumbs up. There you go. It's okay. And I know a lot of people's not getting notifications. It's okay if you come back and watch. That still counts. And the more views, even with the haters up there, there's 51 up there right now. 51. Some of them are just in the bushes because, they don't want people hating on them, and I don't blame them. But anyway, the more views, the more it goes out for Sebastian. I had to clap back at somebody this morning and remind them of that because they've been in this more than I have a long, long time. But we ain't thinking about them. Hey, we'll go ahead and start. If they want to come in, they can come in. It is what it is. That was news. I get news alerts and everything else. I come across something today. So how about I was wondering why Chris was so angry. But anyway, I was wondering a lot of things, what he was like as a child, and lo and behold, the good Lord always listens to me. Hey, Kentucky Life. Hello, Kentucky Life. I love me some good old Kentucky. I do. I have people from there too, believe it or not. Anyway, this seems to be Chris when he was younger. What y'all think about that? Huh? I just kind of dropped in my lap today. He's got some good teeth. He He just looks like a regular. You know what he looks like? You know who he looks like there? I can never think of his name. But, and reminded me of the, I think I've said this before. Oh, is that, no, I don't think that's who that is, honey. I think that's Chris, one of his school pictures. That's what, if I'm wrong, tell me. Yeah, Leave It to Beaver. Yes, yes. The one that's always going over at Wally and them's talking about. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hello, Miss Cleaver. Yeah, yeah. No, that is him when he was in school. Because I said that before about him. Yeah. But now that I'm looking at this, look at that. So I don't know. It just kind of Eddie Haskell. There you go. Eddie Haskell. Eddie Haskell. Julie Skolnick was actually playing this today. I didn't go in there, but I was passing through, and she had it side by side with him. So I assumed, I may be assuming wrong. I assumed that was his picture. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Hey, Carson. Hello, hello. But I'm just now seeing that. I'm like, Hell, that could be Eddie Haskell for all I know. She could have just been doing an Eddie Haskell. Smiley don't know nothing. Smiley don't know nothing. We're going to hold a disclaimer on that. I don't know if it's Chris or not. We're going to hold a disclaimer on that one. Woo, Lordy Jesus. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Hello, Casey. Hello, Casey. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing this afternoon? It's beautiful out. It is. It's starting to get a little cloudy, but that's okay. Skip to Malou. Hello, hello. Robin, hello. Yeah, all we care about is where is Sebastian? Where is Sebastian, honey? I want to know why they are determining if foul play. Hold on. Let me put this up here. It's important. I want to know why they are determining if foul play was with those beheaded remains. Now I may be wrong, but doesn't that beheading make it foul play? I was just fixing to say, honey, if it was, you would think, wouldn't you? You would think. Does it look like him? I'd have to honestly go back and listen to Julie. But anyway, I ain't worried about his looks, honey. I ain't worried about his looks. Okay. He did not, that's right. He did not just disappear. Okay. Hey, Star. Hey, Star. I want to know. We're going to play some videos here too. Yeah, it's a yearbook picture. Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was his yearbook picture. I thought Julie must have dug it out. I will say she is pretty good about digging. So that's what it was. So I always wondered what he was like in his childhood because he is angry. Of course, imagine Chris being angry. No. Chris angry? Who would have ever thought that? Y'all don't be picking on Chris. Chris ain't angry. Chris angry? Who would have ever thought that? Hey, Sleuth and Mama 91. Hello, hello, hello. I would have never thought. I would have never guessed. Stepdad being angry. Stepdad being angry? Are y'all kidding me? Oh, Chris. Chris, is that you? Chris, Chris, is that you? Is that you being angry? Is that you being angry? Teaching Sebastian to ride a bike and do all the things? Is that you, Chris? Chris, is that you? Oh my God. Chris. Chris? I would never if somebody told me that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Even in his messages, he types, yes, ma'am. Can I ask you a question, Chris? Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What is that called when somebody does that all the time? I know respect, but what is it called? Robin. Lord. What is it called? Hey, not crazy, honey. Hello, hello. Military training? I don't think that's quite the word I was trying to find. I don't think that's quite the word I'm trying to find. It's in there somewhere. Can somebody psychic get in my head and tell me what that's called when they're always sucking up to somebody going, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, yeah, there's another word besides fake ass. What was Eddie Haskell? What was Eddie Haskell? What kind of kid was he? Yeah, false mannerisms for sure. Sure is a brown noser. Sure is. There's something to that. Yeah, definitely deception. Maybe I need to get a hold of Deception Detective and ask him. Sure is patronizing. There's all those words, but there's something I'm looking for. I know it. Oh, and Terry Bauer Socks does not own Gallatin Transfer Station where people are coming up with this. I haven't even heard that. Honestly, Gina, I haven't even heard that. I don't know who said that or anything. I don't know where that come from. I haven't heard that at all. I don't think. Actually, it wasn't. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It wasn't Terry. They said that owned that. They did not say Terry. Somebody might have got that mixed up. They didn't say Terry owned it, but I do know who they said did own it. Sorry. That's and I don't know who. I don't know what they're talking about or whatever. I haven't dug into that. That's not my priority or my concern. Yeah. Yeah, it's a liquors. Yep. Kind of thing. Crazy, huh? It is. I want to listen to some videos because, you would just think Chris was the calmest thing in the world. You never know. You would never know. You would never know why he's so angry. Is that why he went into the military? I mean, really? I feel so sorry for Sebastian. Looks are also deceiving. Looks are also deceiving, right? Hey, Jessica Lynn and everybody coming in. Let's watch a few things because I got a few things up here. Let's watch. Hold on. I'll put up the credit in a minute because I got so much crap up here. Y'all know me. Hold on. Let's watch this first, okay? I think this is Web Sleuth. Hold on. We're not going to go into the video where he come up there. This is interesting though. Hold on. I think this was the night after.
I'm in my robe. I'm in my jammies. It's late. It's past my bedtime.
This is the night after.
Wow, I don't even know where to begin. And we already have 276 people in chat already. So I just want to go over some things about the interview last night with Chloe and Heather, the private investigators, Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father, and Chris Proudfoot, Sebastian's stepfather.
Yes.
We have been taking comments and dealing with people talking to us all day long and all night
I'll go
long
sub to her. You know,
about Chris Proudfoot. Here's the thing. We were not expecting Chris Proudfoot to show up. We weren't prepared for it. It never even entered. We were hoping Seth would.
Yeah, Chloe.
But we knew he was tired, and we didn't expect him to, but we were hoping he would. Chris Proudfoot showed up out of the blue, and I certainly wasn't ready with any questions or any forethought to talking to him. But he came out of the gate hostile. And there are people that will say, no, he wasn't. He was just angry at the way he's been treated. No, he was hostile. He was arrogant. He was difficult. And he will never understand. And it made myself sick last night how many times I kept trying to tell him, don't do this. Let us help you. Because he was so angry. And all that will do is turn people off. They won't want anything to do with him, and in turn, Sebastian. Okay? But there are people out there that defend how he behaved last night and how he behaves like this. It is rude. It was arrogant. And DeMart, I want to address what you said. Personally, I would have disconnected the phone call until Mr. P presented with the same manners he was treated with. He never would. That's the only reason why I remained calm. I didn't insult him. I was truthful, but I wasn't insulting, because I knew if I tried to say, you've got to calm down and be as polite to us as we are to you, never would have happened, because he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. He thinks his behavior is absolutely fine and justifiable. Now, I want you to think about how he behaved last night. Hold on one second. Somebody's emailing me or texting me. Hang on, guys, just a second. Do you know how to slow down the chat?
Yes. Hold on.
Yeah, can you go ahead and slow it down? That was a request from one of the mods to slow it down.
Okay.
But he will never, ever think that he has done anything wrong. And like I said, there are people that will agree with him. There were people last night that said we were not giving him a chance to talk. No, he was talking so much. I had to stop him and allow Seth to talk.
Okay. He told her that they didn't give him a chance to talk. He come in like a wrecking ball, honey, on Chloe. That was the night before. If you didn't see that, go back and watch that. That's what I thought I was pulling up, but I pulled up this one, and I want y'all to hear this, at least some of it. There's a reason I want you to hear it. But anyway, so I didn't pull the other one. We all know the madness that night when he come up there. What does he mean he wasn't able to talk? He come in like a true wrecking ball on that channel. And he was disrespectful to Chloe, the PI. He went off on that channel. He was disrespectful to everybody. Now, in a minute, what she's fixing to be talking about, in my opinion, allegedly, is her great friend. We all know who that is. That come up there and defended Chris. Well, let me put it this way. That defended the belt whippings and getting whipped with a spoon. Not only some in the crowd, but we know who she was talking to and about. I think she lost a lot of respect for them that night. Let's just say that. You can't make this shit up. You just can't make it up, in my opinion. Just listen. That's why I continued with this. And I didn't watch all of it, but we're going to go just a little bit further because I want you to hear the other girl. I'm sorry, I can't ever remember her name. But yeah, go over there and listen to her. She's good. She's been around a long time. Just listen to her. Okay. Now, thoughts on last night. Okay, I didn't want to lose my place. Sorry. Hold on.
Talk. But there will be people that look at that interview last night and say, no. You were being rude to him. You weren't giving the same amount of courtesy that you were to Seth. That's not true. I'll tell you what, I absolutely had a deference to Seth, and I will admit that all day long because he was being polite. He wasn't being aggressive and mean and rude and trying to be a bully. So I was, you could tell I liked him better, I guess, is what you want to say.
Heather.
But
sorry, Chloe.
I knew if I pushed too hard on Chris Proudfoot, he would have hung up. And I wanted him to keep talking. Now, I'm going to play a little bit of an interview that they did with Nancy Grace. And Nancy, he's a lot different in this interview with Nancy Grace. Why? Because Nancy Grace is a former prosecutor. He's on TV, and I bet he knows that Nancy would have made him look like an ass if he would have even come close to behaving like he did last night. So I'm going to play this really quickly here.
Hey, Jude. Nice.
Hang on here. And I'll put the link to this interview. Okay. This is the interview that Nancy Grace did with Chris and Katie Proudfoot. Here we go. And just think about how he was from last night. I should pull up that interview. You know what? Can you find that interview and well, I'll grab it. Here we go.
Okay.
I believe I was already on the phone with him at that
Okay, she says, who
Being
called
searched
911?
by police.
multiple times. Yes, ma'am.
Have scent dogs looked at your car?
Yes, ma'am.
So your car's in the same place. You get in the car, you start looking in the neighborhood for him. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you call Mr. Proudfoot, right?
I believe I was already on the phone with him at that point.
Okay. Question. Who called 911?
I did.
He stopped her
You
real
did.
quick.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
time?
Without looking at a call, I can give you the exact time, but on or about 6:20.
And had you guys been talking on the phone before 6 a.m. or did you initially call Mr. Proudfoot at the time you realized Sebastian was gone?
I called him when I realized Sebastian was gone.
Have you guys been out looking for Sebastian?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
We were given information that you guys have left the home. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
I'm going back to work.
You're going back to work. What about you, Miss Proudfoot?
No, I'm not going back to work. Not yet, at least.
Did you leave the home also, Miss Proudfoot?
No, she's not going back to work. Why does she have to follow Chris wherever he goes? And he went to work. I don't think he went back to work there. I could be wrong again, but I think he went to get his camper. The only job that I know about him having was, and it's not for me to know, but the only job that I remember he had was the one at Vanderbilt. Yeah, he wasn't allowed back from what I understand also, Ashley. So why would he go all the way back to Memphis or Mississippi to get a job? He went up there and got his camper, the 17-hour trip, and brought it back. The next thing that I know, it was at Vanderbilt is where he was at. I don't even know if he's working right now. He can tell anybody he's working, but I don't know if he's even got a job now. I know that he's watching all of these channels. Seems like full time. I can't even keep up with my little bitty regulars that I watch or being there all the time. It's impossible. You heard he's in New Orleans. I don't know. More power to him. More power to him. So he can take care of his family and his women on Backpage or whatever that's called. I don't know all them places. I'm sure he's got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6. He's probably on Craigslist. You could go on there for free, Chris. Why don't you save you a penny or two? You don't like them hoes? I'm just saying. You don't like those connections? They both have new jobs. Lordy, lordy. She probably lost her job too. Because it ain't because they're embarrassed, honey. It ain't because they're embarrassed that their friends know that Sebastian's their son now. It ain't because of this. That's why they went quiet. Yeah, they probably got a job. And it's not because their job didn't allow them to take time off for their children. Listen, people in Nashville, where I come from, they're understanding. Jobs are understanding. They're good to their people. Especially if it's a child. They're helpful. They give you the leave and all that. They're good to you. But what they probably got tired of is her husband she loves so much. And them getting up there telling the damn lies in public. That's why nobody would come out and speak for them. I don't care how you wrap it up in a tiny box and put a bow on it. A lie is a lie is a lie is a lie. You can go present it. And somebody, oh, thank you for giving me this gift. It's beautiful. She's his defense attorney. Well, you know what? Maybe she can be just like Casey Anthony and go work for a law firm, a defense attorney, and move in one and find somebody a lot richer than the Bowersocks and the Proudfoot. Maybe she can move it on. It's still there, or it was, but you know what? Maybe they gave her the opportunity to buy it. Who knows? Who cares? The problem is, where's Sebastian? Where's Sebastian? Jacqueline?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
To accompany my husband going back to work, and then I'm coming back.
Okay, when will you be back? Do you know yet?
No, not yet.
Are you concerned about being away while the search is ongoing?
Absolutely, I am.
Then why are you going?
Because my son could be anywhere, and we're looking everywhere and anywhere.
I've got a question for you.
Yes,
I want to find out about Mr. Proudfoot hitting Sebastian with a belt.
Hey, Oscar.
What happened?
That was actually several years ago, and it
To
was
Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot.
She
To
needs
Mr.
to
Proudfoot.
shut the
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Proudfoot, what happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were asking Katie. Sebastian
Hey,
got
Mama.
in trouble. He got caught lying. And I had asked him, I said, hey, you got to have a punishment for this.
Brenda Ski.
He says, yes, sir. And I said, okay. So I gave him a swat with a belt on his buttocks on the outside of his clothes, one swat.
What did he lie about?
I honestly, I don't remember at the time, but it was probably something dealing with school because that's majority where his issues
I
lie.
don't remember.
Did he have other issues at school?
Some behavioral stuff, but nothing too crazy.
What kind of behavioral stuff?
He has a hard time. He's awkwardly socially like blending in with students, so it's a little. He's trying to figure out how to do it, but respecting people's space. He gets a little too close, and then kids don't really accept that too much, so it kind of causes an issue. But he'll not stop, and he continues on. So then it causes an issue, and instead of being honest about it, he'll lie. Like, no, I didn't. Okay, Sebastian.
Look at him laughing.
We're lying about doing
Was that the first time?
She's
that the first
shutting
time
her
you would ever
down.
hit
She
him
knows she's a
with a
lying
belt?
witch.
Yes, ma'am. The one and only time, actually.
When was this?
Years ago, ma'am.
Any idea how many? 3, 10, 1?
It probably at least 3 years ago.
That's not.
I don't understand how that turned into a CPS or Child Protective Services complaint. How were they alerted that you hit him with a belt?
That did not turn into a CPS service call.
There were other CPS reports, right? Were they regarding your other child?
There is one in regards to my daughter that I know of out in New Mexico with my ex-wife and myself.
Well, maybe you got 5 of those
What
too.
happened?
You just don't know about it. Please.
At the time, my ex-wife had fled to New Mexico with my daughter. We were going through a custody and then a divorce case at that time. And at the time, when I'd call and try to check in on my daughter, I could never reach my ex-wife at that time. So a welfare check was requested. Law enforcement told me to call CPS if I had concerns. So I called CPS. Law enforcement did make a welfare call, and that was it.
Then how does that turn into a CPS complaint against you?
I have no idea, ma'am. There's a lot of misinformation out there right now in regards to my New Mexico case that actually has no relevance to the Sebastian case.
Then was there even a CPS complaint against you in New Mexico?
Not that I am aware of. And my attorney and myself are well educated on my case, and there's nothing that we know of.
Was there a TRO taken out against you regarding
Yes, ma'am.
your daughter?
She already
Not a
knew that.
TRO, but a TPO.
A temporary protective order. Why was that taken out?
So in regards to that case, my ex had a T against her in Tennessee at the time. When we went to court, that got dissolved. I was ordered to hand my daughter back over to my ex-wife at the time. She gets in a truck. She fleds to New Mexico. 2 days later, she files one in retaliation.
Okay, now I'm going to show you how he was last night. And this was, I've actually fast forwarded it toward a little bit more toward the end, but he was like this at the very beginning. So hang on here. And then we're going to talk about the Child Protective Services and such. And we're going to find a few things, not tonight, but probably tomorrow. We're going to find where he talked about how the CPS worker showed up at his house and they laughed about it and on. And he just said a totally different story there. So hang on. Now, this is how he was last night.
It's been brought up to me.
Seth, you know darn good and well you got a question about my
I'm just
mother.
asking.
You pick up the
Did they
phone.
take him somewhere
call.
to like a boot camp or anything like that? And he just thought I wouldn't accept it.
I don't think
Hold
Seth
on.
is being accusatory. I think he's just trying to clear up a bunch of BS that's been online.
Right, and I'm trying, and I'm telling you, if he's had this suspicion, he's got my mother's phone number. He can pick up the phone and call her. She is not afraid to
No,
answer any
Chris, I'm not
questions.
saying you. I don't want to talk to your mom. I want to talk to you.
Listen, Chris. Y'all are both grown ass men. You have a missing stepson. He has a missing son. Why in the hell, it was on your wife's watch, you claim, would he need to call your mother that shouldn't have a hill of beans to do with the damn thing? Why would he need to call your mother? You are not 2-year-olds. You are not 9 years old. He is not calling to ask your mommy, can he come spend the night? What the hell? What in the hell does, yeah, Gina, 1-800-TRUCK. Mommy, Corella? Can I get in the truck? Mommy. Miss Mother over there. Miss Mother Trucker. That used to be married to a trucker. Miss Mother Trucker. Miss Trucker, your son, Christopher, ain't telling me what I want to know. Your son, I need to speak to my ex-wife about our son. Miss Mother, can you make your son do this and do that? Miss Mommy dearest, Miss Mommy, my mommy's gonna call you. My mommy lives in Texas where it's big. You live in Gallatin where it's small. My mommy's not afraid of your mommy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send my mommy to beat you up if you don't tell Chris to let me speak to Katie. It's my son. Truck. What the hell is wrong with this picture? Chris's mama don't have a damn thing. Chris's mammy don't have a damn thing to do with any of this shit. The only thing Kathy has to do with any of this shit is if she was involved in any of it in any kind of way, shape, or form. Or if she knows anything after the fact. She sure is wanting a payday with a necklace that Chris seems to owe her on the very day. That's what she's telling Chris in the house in front of Sebastian's father. Nobody's acting normal on that day. She's worried about damn jewelry. Guess she's not selling enough houses lately. But she's sure writing them big old checks to the PI, right? Yeah, how much money does she put out for the custody case? And they're all talking about, just put the truck in reverse and run over Nina. It don't matter. While those kids was in the car. How evil. How evil. We'll just unalive her right here in front of all the kids. I don't know, Bonnie, but that's what was said. That's what she was worried about. And then we got this man floating around with this $10,000 to $13,000 watch on. I don't know who he is. Was he at the poker game that night? Was that his payoff? A lot of people sure is interested in jewelry. What is it about this damn jewelry? That's what I want to know. What is so important about jewelry? Yeah, he should have been arrested for what he did to Nina. Somebody's going to make an example out of your little boy, Mama Bower Socks. There's going to be somebody one day that's going to make an example out of him. And your money and that jewelry you're going to be pawning, it ain't going to be enough. It's going to be a little bit too late. I don't know what y'all are all thinking or what you're doing. It's going to be a little too late. Somebody better start talking on where is Sebastian. Because you know, what has Mama got to do with this? Down there around Worsham's before any of, I mean, what? And we got Eddie Haskell over here. Eddie Haskell, who's grown up, think he can run everything. Because I guess his mama made him that way. Oh, he did say online his mother was the ruler of Gallatin, Tennessee. I say bullshit. She ain't the ruler of nothing. She's not the ruler of nothing. Let me get back to this. There is something I want y'all to see. Sorry about that.
You and I want to talk to Katie.
Well, it's real simple, Seth.
To put it to the rest.
You have seen the video footage of Seth on Sunday. Don't tell me you hadn't. I know you have. You sat in the room with all the agents.
No, they didn't show me the video footage, buddy.
So you didn't see, you weren't sitting in a room with law enforcement, the district attorney, when they showed you a video, when you wanted proof of life, saying that you hadn't seen proof since Friday. When you've been at my house the first 3 damn days.
All right, this is part of.
I mean, that's just a good example. That's how that was toward the end, but he started out like that.
Hey, Nat,
and again, we're never ever going to be able to show Chris Proudfoot why his behavior is inappropriate and wrong if you're asking for the public's help. So, and back to the hitting with the belt, they went on, I think it was one of their very first live streams that they did, and we'll find it and play it tomorrow night. We've played it before, where he talks about how he hit him with the belt and how he went to school and the CPS worker showed up at his house and they laughed and she ended up apologizing to him for the, because Sebastian had gone to the teacher and told the teacher he was hit with a belt and she's a mandated reporter. Totally different story on Nancy Grace. And I tried to ask him about it last night. And I don't know. Insightful One, you said you went to school and you studied this. And the thing is, last night when I brought it up, there were people in chat saying, well, I was hit with a belt and I love my mother. She was great. And they hit me with spoons. And well, yeah, you know what? A while ago, you could beat your wife and it was legal. Okay. We've evolved. And what have you learned? What have you learned, Insightful One, going to school?
Well, what I went to college for 4 years was, child development and psychology. And so we were taught, I'm saying this is what we were taught, and I'm in California. So California is obviously each state's different. In California, there's a penal code for spanking. Of course, it says there has to be proof there was, there's marks or emotional trauma, which that one's kind of hard to prove either way, depending on the situation. Mm-hmm. And as a mandated reporter, I would report that.
Right. So we've evolved. So yeah, I mean, maybe certain people growing up thought it was just fine to be beaten, but it's not. You don't hit a kid with a belt and you don't hit an autistic child with a belt. Now, Anna Curtis, I don't know what you're talking about. I just pulled up that example. Chris was saying that they showed that Seth had seen a proof of life videotape. And he was saying, no, he didn't. And you're saying that Seth lied and he did see the footage. Can you provide me where you can send it to producer@websleuth.com. Provide me a link where Seth said he saw the proof of life. Okay? Because you can come in here and say that, but your words have power, people. You come in and you say something like that and then you don't offer proof. That's the whole problem. That's the whole problem. So I'm going to put Insightful One's email, producer@websleuth.com, and send me the proof that you say where Seth is lying. Okay. And if you don't have it, then that's wrong. You don't just come in and start accusing people of lying. Okay.
Exactly.
And again, I'm just reading chat here. Seth said he saw the video of Texas Roadhouse. Okay, you know what? Send it to us.
Yep.
Send it to us. Please, that would be great. Okay? That would absolutely be wonderful. We would love to see. And now I don't know if that was the video he's talking about. Remember, there was another video of Sebastian taking the garbage out. Maybe that's the one they're talking about. Okay? That could be the one they're talking about. But we'll try and get that straightened out and see.
They're trying
all right?
to
that would be great. So hold on a second.
Make sure they can build a case, a better, stronger case before any of that.
So anyway, that's
just my opinion.
Telling you. So yeah, everybody send it to me. Let's see. All right. A lot of people are saying, yes, Seth said he saw the video at Texas Roadhouse. I'm not even sure if that was the video they were talking about, but we'll try and get this straightened out. Okay. Yeah. I think maybe he was referring to the garbage video that he hasn't seen it yet. So.
And that garbage video.
Okay. Now if we're talking about, I assumed when I heard that last night that he was talking about the garbage video, because proof of life would be after they went to dinner, that he was alive and well after they went to dinner. That's what I assumed they meant when they asked that. Okay. So
taking out the trash.
Taking out the trash. All right. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Well, and somebody said, re-listen to your show. It gets cleared up later. Maybe it does. My God, it was a 3.5 hour show. And we're here trying to, deal with the chat, and I'm dealing with text messages and emails, and everybody's going nuts. So,
I wanted to say something about chat though.
What's that?
Well, you know, Trish has been doing this for 4 years, and all these years you can ask anybody that watches the show. We have a very respectful and nice chat. A small chat, but we have a very nice and respectful. And then people last night, I mean, people have been complaining how rude the chat was, but I don't think everybody in the chat understands. They're the chat. They're the one posting the comments.
Not us.
So it's up to them to be respectful, and you're free to express opinions. Just do it respectfully and be polite to each other, or we will have to remove you.
Right, Brandon.
Which we've never had to go through that before because we don't have issues in our chat. So
No, we
that
didn't.
was the new one last night, and today it's not so great either.
Yeah. So the thing is, you know, if people, like you said, Stacy, if people come and chat and they're rude, we do our best to remove them. But we're not responsible for people coming in chat and what they say, you know? So please understand that as well. But I thought last night was very telling as far as Chris Proudfoot.
Yes.
I want
agree.
you to think about a 15-year-old boy with autism. Do you think Chris Proudfoot is patient with him?
Yeah, a lot of people feel like that.
Lisa Wyatt, maybe he did say that
I think he did
last night about the
that's just my
trash video, that he wasn't sure it was Sebastian. I don't know what video they were talking about. That's the problem.
I have not seen
Okay. He was talking about.
Trish said yes, it was a trash video, and
It's
he wasn't
out. I
sure.
haven't seen
Couldn't
if it
tell
was
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we just now this little piece of audio, he said he wasn't shown proof of life, but I don't know what video they're talking about. And that's what we need to find out. And we'll try and clear that up.
That was at that time. Let's see what's going on down here because I didn't go this far.
Is Lillian here? Oh, good to see you, Lillian. And again, we've learned. Growing up, I got spanked. All right. Growing up, my generation, that's what our parents did. But we've learned now. We have learned.
I
So
hope you're doing good.
I'm lucky because my mother would spank me,
Yeah,
but
I
my
agree.
father
If
would
it's
never,
like
and he
it
didn't allow
was-
it. So when he found out, he would get
Like
very
they say
upset.
it was.
good.
And so she
Good.
only did
It's
it
a
a couple of
possibility
times,
we
and my
should
father
report
was
it to
law
the
enforcement,
trash.
but he did not allow
Okay,
that.
if
He
y'all
would-
want to
was
go watch
pissed.
this,
You know?
Good. I'm glad. Kelly Jay says people want.
so if you, I'll let you see what I wanted to. We got more to watch. If you want to go watch Web Sleuths, please do. And if you want to, the day before she played that, oh crap. The day before she played that, she had that interview where Chris jumped up on panel and was come in like a wrecking ball on Chloe. So that. Oh, thank you, Whispering Winds. Thank you for all you do, your compassion and love for all the kids with no voice. And I'll continue to do so. Thank you. Thank you, honey. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you. Texas Lady, hello. I plead for you guys sometimes to watch the video at the Roadhouse and focus on the 4 to 6 minutes after Katie pulls out, focusing on the parking lot across the street. We did that last night, Nathan. We actually did that last night. I don't know if you were in here or not, where it looked like, are you talking about where it looked like some people thought Sebastian got out and went to the other car, possibly? And I'll focus on that more. I got a lot up here that I'm scared will come down, but we did look on that last night, and I don't know if anybody else has been focusing on that. Okay. It's very possible there was another parking lot over across. Somebody sent that to me last night. I don't know. I don't know. I can't make one way or another. Yeah, there's not much talk about the girlfriend Laura and her son who is special needs. And there really hadn't been much talk about that by anybody. I think she come down the day after, from my understanding. Seth might could clarify that and clear that up, but I don't know why. There's not been much talk about that. I may have to kind of start looking at that a little bit. Why? I don't know. Just don't want to get nobody else out there that don't need to be out there, especially when she has a disabled son as well. But I'm sure, I hope everybody has looked into that person. But, you know, on the down low, I mean, yeah, definitely needs to be looked at or talked about. All right, let's see what this one is. I think I'm gonna watch this one down here. I think it was Hindsight's. Let me put this up. Hindsight's. What did I do with hers? Lord, oh, here she is. Full credit goes to Hindsight. She's going to be playing Crimes, Line, and Lies. I wanted to hear this one again. I have heard it before, and I know you have too. But also, I want to talk about, because, Lord, some people can't believe Chris can get angry, right? Right? All right, let's, hold on, let's see which one this is. I think this one's it. Yeah.
Everybody's.
Uh-oh, hold on. Oh, God. How do I do? Oh, my God. Hold on a minute. I'm not sure I can do that. Hold on. Hold on. How do I do that? Present. Share screen. Share screen. Oh, God, I don't know if I can do that because I put it down here.
Trying to figure it out. I mean, everybody's, but now I can say from just being a neighbor, which.
Can y'all hear that?
Your friendly neighbor, he's not the type of person that I associate
Hold on.
with. And I say that.
Hold on. I don't think you can hear that. You can't. Can you hear that? Give me a 1 if you can hear it. Thank you, Bobby. Oh my God. Thank you, Bobby. Can y'all hear that?
He has to be right, or
Oh, you can hear it? Okay.
conversation is basically done with.
I'm sorry you can't see it. I don't know how to do that.
He does, which I don't drink, but he does drink. Now, did I witness any? No. I know. But my friend's daughter, she works in Texas Roadhouse. She doesn't know that now she wasn't working the night that they went in, but she had seen them in there the 2 weeks before that, and something that Sebastian wanted, or I don't know exactly if it was something that they didn't serve, or I'm not 100%, but he got from, now this is just hearsay part, is that he got very angry and they ended up leaving. And it was 2 weeks.
Now, who got angry? Sebastian got angry, Katie got angry, the staff got angry. Who got angry?
No, it was Chris who got angry.
Oh, I thought he was at home the whole month of February. Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
Well, No.
He said, no. So, a woman that works at the Texas Roadhouse, for whatever reason, Dum Dum, I guess, didn't like his tater tots or something, and he got real angry because I said, now who? Who are we talking about? The wait staff? We're talking about
Sally.
Sebastian? Katie? No, it was Chris that got all pissed off in the restaurant.
Hey, Mama Bear.
And then, of course, we go into his regular schedule. Question is, why wasn't he home that weekend? That
right. And why lie about the fact that he hadn't been home that whole
This
month
is a
too?
retired
that
male
still
pilot.
Doesn't make sense. And then that weekend he's just not there. I mean, there's no way this wasn't pre-planned. I don't know.
Love you,
In my
love
opinion.
wins.
I can't see chat, and people might disagree with me, but I just really believe that this was like coming to a head.
I think we're all on the same page here. And if anybody has any questions about law enforcement and what they know, the neighbors have been heavily spoken to.
I'm not
So, 2
sure.
weeks before, there
Most
was
of the
Texas
time, Brandon,
Roadhouse.
sometimes it's like 3 months, but I'm not
And
sure. Some of them
Chris
is only
has one
7
of his little
days.
shit bits. Listen to it again.
And something that Sebastian wanted, or I don't know exactly if it was something that they didn't serve, or I'm not 100%, but he got from, now this is just hearsay part, is that he got very angry and they ended up leaving. And it was 2 weeks.
Now, who got angry? Sebastian got angry? And the reason I ask this question is, who got so angry that they up and left the restaurant, the Texas Roadhouse, 2 weeks before? He said it was something Sebastian wanted, and he said it was Chris that got so upset. They got angry and left. Something Sebastian wanted. Well, God forbid he wants an extra roll or he wants some dessert. How many of you have been at a restaurant where your child wants to order the whole damn menu?
Many times.
Yeah. You're in public. You're not going to have a meltdown and come unglued. No. Katie got angry. The staff got angry. Who got angry?
No, it's Chris who got angry.
Oh, I thought he wasn't home the whole month of February. Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
No. He would leave. Now, you know he has a fifth wheel, okay? Now,
I think they had more than one cell phone also.
now, I'm gonna have to look at the date from
Exactly.
2 weeks from the day before, because that's when they were in there. Now, he would come home sometimes on the weekends, and that's when he would get, that's when they would get like a bunch of stuff done. And
I agree. I believe it was premeditated, in my opinion.
and he would go back, and then he would be gone. But that's what happened. Now, it's just, I mean,
Good point.
line. Like, I mean, he basically had me and my wife, we've been scratching our heads saying, well, is there something that, but it's just things that you just can't, I mean, it's just things that we don't know. Now, I will tell you this. Now, I mean, I know from experience, and because I have family members, you have my brother-in-law, he's a lawyer, but I can tell you this. They have been getting, I can't say every day because I don't watch every day, but I have the facts to actually go into town that way and right, but for the last, probably 45 days, I would say every other day, they've been, it's actually not detectives, I think they're getting regular visits by, it has to be actually their attorney. So, I don't know.
Oh, that would make sense. Okay, all right.
So,
Now, has law enforcement followed up with you or any of your neighbors recently?
No. I mean, the only thing they did was they actually took the ring. Footage, and I have 6 cameras on actually my house. Well, actually 4, and then there's 2, but it's 6, and they actually downloaded it, which didn't show anything, and but we've had nothing else. I mean, we didn't have there hasn't been a recanvass or there hasn't knocked on the door and said, have you thought of this, or have you, it's basically been quiet.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I just thought that was pretty interesting. Hearing that myself and going back on that, he got mad and, was 2 weeks prior and got up and left the table. So he was mad there. He's a very angry person, in my opinion. Very angry. Very angry. Let's share this one. All right, this credit goes to momming it up.
Yeah, right now, the reason I'm here for
credit goes.
One of the reasons it took us a little bit longer to do some of these interviews. Okay, and this is before we started doing interviews and talking with media. We were kind of advised, hold off, don't do that. Well, eventually got to the point we needed to start talking to the media.
Mm-hmm.
The parents, myself, Katie, and Seth, all decided, we made a pact in the beginning. Hey, if we're going to do this, we're going to keep each other in the loop. We're going to talk to each other and ask. We're not just going to go out here and do our own thing.
Okay. That has always been our pact. You know, we would call Seth and say, hey, initially he didn't want to do any type of interviews, and we understood that.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, I said, hey, man, do you want to like phone in with us? Do you want to come to the house and we'll do this as a group? What do you want to do? We've tried and we want to do this as a group. You know, unfortunately, you know, somewhere along the way, we've all kind of gotten off track, and he's kind of gone out and done his thing. We've kind of done our thing. Mrs. Rogers done her thing. I think his sister may have done something. I mean, but it's everybody's getting the word out.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's doing any justice to anybody. No, absolutely not. All it did was just start more garbage and rhetoric and crap. That's all it did. You know, Seth, if he was to listen, it would have to be a conversation, him and I, absolutely nobody around. I wouldn't even want a cell phone in mine or his possession. Nothing.
Right.
Because there's absolutely no way that conversation needs to leave him or myself. If Katie is present, then it would be the three of us. But, you know, it just comes right back to getting all the stuff washed away, all the YouTubes and everything pushed off to the side, and just coming right back to the basics and stick to the basics. You know, it worked.
Right.
It was great for the first 2 days, and day 3 it fell apart, and then from there forward it has just stayed apart.
Yes, I did tell you Sebastian was not excited about going to his father's house because online school. Seth was aware of this because Seth stood in my house with me, Katie, and Sebastian in my kitchen and had this conversation where Seth asked his son about, you don't want to go to online school? And Sebastian's retort was, no, I don't. But I don't really care about playing tit for tat. I understand that this may be a reason why he wanted to run away,
who's
so to
playing
speak,
tit
if
for
that's
tat?
the case.
To me, it looks like
This may
Chris
be a
is,
reason
in
why he
my
wanted to
opinion.
run away, so to speak, if that's the case.
Right.
But we're not going into this. We're not going to play this tit for tat on social media. We're
That's
not doing
exactly
this.
what he's doing.
Okay, Seth, go ahead.
Chris, unbeknownst to you, had already talked to Sebastian. He knew this wouldn't be a permanent thing. And me and him had already spoken.
Well, that right there is a
After the
conversation
and
you should have had with Katie and myself about what your plans were. What Seth was saying is that if I had known the conversation that him and Sebastian had, then I would know the whole thing. But the downside is that's where Seth should have had that same conversation with me and Katie, and that didn't happen. But this goes right back to, here's the thing. If you're saying that because he didn't want to go live with his dad, he potentially ran away, is that a possibility? Sure, we'll put that out there.
Okay.
But quite honestly, what goes on between Seth, me, his mom, and our households is none of the public's business. If it had something to do with his disappearance, I would understand that, but it doesn't.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, I understand that.
Hold up just a minute. Chris, that's not true. You, Katie, and Seth. Let me take Seth out of the equation just a minute. You and Katie made it the entire world's business when you lost Sebastian, or you did whatever you did with Sebastian on your watch, under your roof, February 25th, going into February 26th, 2024. And then on February 26th, you cocked up a plan to call three-way, not 911, but dispatch. And you 3 hours away, 3.5 hours away, or whatever you want to call it. I'm sure you got it down to the damn second. From Memphis, Tennessee, when you were not even there. Remember, the entire month of February. Remember? And take over every little inch story, everything, because you knew it all, every minute, every second, everything that happened. So no matter what alibi you think Katie gave you and locked herself into, you're in this. Your boots won't go over your head. You are in this shit so deep. It's like quicksand. You're fixing to drown. You're fixing to smother. You're going down, down, down. You and Katie dragged Seth into this. You dragged the whole world into this. You dragged Sebastian into this. You dragged everybody into this. And you made it my business and everybody's business that wanted to come and help. And it's not going away. And we're not going away. And more and more and more people will keep joining. Soon, everybody will hear about this. Every country, every state, everybody. We're not going to shut up. We're going to be bigger than that mother of yours in Gallatin. She don't rule shit. She don't rule the world. You don't have enough money in this world in your lifetime to stop anything or anybody. I don't know why you're so angry. I don't know why the threats. I don't know why you're so worried about shutting everybody up. But you made it our business. You should have let Katie and Seth talk. This has nothing to do with you. You weren't there. It has nothing to do with your mother, your sister. Why ain't we heard from your dada? Where's dada? Where's dada? He's still living down there in Madison? Dada? He's still got his truck? Is he still driving, or is he too damn old for that? Why do you favor your mom over your dada? Why ain't dada pushing for his grandson? His biological grandson. If he still got his truck, you know, he should have some trucker friends. People usually have friends, even if they got away from your ass. Could he call in some favors and get some of his trucker buddies to put this on the side of their trucks when they're traveling down the road? Oh no, that would be too easy. Even if he ain't in the trucking business now, that'd be too easy for, your family. Maybe he don't want to be associated with you, though. Michael don't want to be associated with you. I don't blame him. Sure don't. Yeah, why ain't they getting on the CD? Breaker 19 radio check. Breaker 19 radio check. We got a missing boy here, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Now 16 male. Check, check. Watch out. Mexico borders. Be on the lookout. Check. That's my grandson. I'm proud. I stand tall. That's my blood. Check. I don't give a damn about my sorry ass boy. That's my grandson. We need to get this whole world. Breaker 19 radio check. $347,000 reward here. Check. Missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Male, white, hair brown. Brown eyes, 5'5", 120 pounds. Wears glasses. Y'all be on the lookout now. Breaker 19. I want to find my grandson. I don't give a damn what it takes. We're going to get these posters on every truck around this mother trucking place around here. He could be anywhere. We got Dog the Bounty Hunter on this. Truck. My son and his lowlife mama and that Proudfoot knows what the hell's going on. But I need to find my grandson. Why ain't none of that going on, Christopher? Why ain't none of that going on? Where's your dad at? Where's your dad at? It ain't gone unnoticed. Ain't gone unnoticed, honey. Michael Proudfoot, I ain't talked to you yet. Why don't you give me a call? Why don't you email me? Y'all drop my email in there. Smiley Story, STOREY, 2 U at yahoo.com. Why don't we have a conversation on what you're going to do about your grandson missing and what you know? Are you going to let your son shut you up? What have you heard? You going to let that ex-wife of you shut you up? Does she still run you? Does she still run you? Does she run you and your family? Your new family? Do you know something? Do you know anything? Yeah, she sure was, Brandon. And that's when if I was Katie, the mother, I'd have told her she better ever not do that again. Never. Let's continue. I don't know how I got distracted. Uh-oh, hold on.
That's why we're making this clear.
The problem is you're seeking custody of your daughter, and if you don't want Sebastian around your daughter, just how was that going to work, Chris? Because now Sebastian is missing. That's why people want to know. So that was why I asked.
No, I understand, and I can see where people's correlations are trying to put 1 and 2 together. Unfortunately, it's two different puzzles.
Okay.
My case with my ex-wife.
Absolutely.
That is a whole totally different situation. At some point, eventually, I can let that out. Right now, that's still in an ongoing court battle. And to be honest with y'all, because of all of this with Sebastian, it has actually caused some issues in that court case, which unfortunately it is what it is. And hopefully I'll have some good news and I'll let you guys know. Hopefully something here soon.
Okay.
So Sebastian was last seen on February 25th, but was reported missing Monday morning on February 26th. That interview was on March 17th, not even a month after Sebastian disappeared.
We've tried and we want to do this as a group. You know, unfortunately, you know, somewhere along the way, we've all kind of gotten off track, and he's kind of gone out and done his thing. We've kind of done our thing. Mrs. Rogers done her thing. I think his sister may have done something. I mean, but it's...
What do you all think should happen is to the person if somebody abducted Sebastian?
That is not for us to determine. That is, if somebody has Sebastian, all I'm going to say is that is nothing that we want to be a part of until... That is legal. That is law enforcement agency. That has nothing to do with us. We just...
They go to jail, so I don't.
So those are statements by Sebastian's mom and stepfather, Chris and Katie Proudfoot. We haven't heard much from law enforcement in the past year, but they did update. His last known sighting was on the 25th of February, a Sunday, and he was reported on Monday the 26th that he went missing. So please share the updated information and flyer in case anybody has any knowledge so they can call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Again, let me know what you think in the comments and I can make more parts of this video. Much love.
So, yep, she's correct. They did update the flyer to the 25th. Excuse me, that's momming it up. Excuse me, that's momming it up. So she gets full credit for that. And now let me turn this music off. I think I'm finished with the videos. Excuse me. I apologize. So I wonder why. Hey, Army Vet. Good to see you. I'm so glad you stopped through. Oh, really? You're in Arizona going to Louisiana. Well, have a safe trip. Lordy mercy. Have a safe trip, honey. Be safe. I'm glad you stopped in. It's always, I was wondering the other day where you was, but it is always so good to see you. Always good to see you. But yeah, and y'all drop Army Vets. He has a channel. Drop his channel too, please. So I wonder, it makes me wonder, you know, what kind of childhood he had, how did he turn into this person, and all that kind of thing. And again, I don't know. It's just sickening, in my opinion. I wonder if his mother ever had to get him counseling. I wonder if, I'm just asking, you know, on the things he did, it seemed to be okay. Y'all know what the alleged rumors is. So how do you choose between your children? Let me ask you that. Obviously, Kathy did. I don't have to go into all that. We won't even go into all that today. But it seems like Mother Bowersocks accepts a lot and thinks a lot is okay And so Chris, I guess that's why he's so close with his mommy. She chose between her own kids, and she chose Chris. And she thinks it's okay. And allegedly, that's one of the reasons that even Terry Bauer Sox Jr. don't have a damn thing to do with any of them today. None of them. It's ridiculous. Also, Chris sure blew up on Nina the day on that call. He told her about Sebastian. He had a couple of days after that he could have told her. I don't know why it was such a priority that day. She was all the way in New Mexico. There was other things that was a priority that day that should have been going on, like him getting his ass home to his wife that he loved and she loved him. They had a missing kid from their house, for God's sakes. That's just my opinion. But he blew up on the phone with Nina and he told her they would not be going to court. Remember that? Yeah, Katie and Chris are not victims of anything. They wanted their life and they wanted their home. And guess what's going to happen in the end? In the end, when this is all said and done, neither one of them is going to have any of that. None of it. It may take a week from now. It may take a year, another year. It could take months. It may take 10 more years. In the end, they're not going to have none of it. Promise you. Smiley may not be around to see it, but you can mark Smiley's words. You mark them words down. And I hope everybody, and if you didn't hear my live yesterday, where I played Rich and Ruby, and drop that channel, and if you hadn't went to sub up, please go sub up. But if you don't know which live it was, watch my channel yesterday. He played something that Eric Craddock said. Has me even believing that man now. I promise you. That man said he didn't even know, and this was at the beginning, if Sebastian did not have shoes on. He said he wasn't even sure what Sebastian had on, clothes-wise. So all that bullshit, and this was like a day after. I mean, what? That changes my whole outlook on everything. It really, really does. Them officers know more. From what I already know, I'm telling you, no wonder Seth feels a lot better. It corroborates everything that I've been told and that I've been hearing. But coming from Craddock, oh, they definitely have evidence from day one, and they didn't believe a damn thing Katie said. I can tell you that from day one. He blew up on Chloe. He blew up on Nina. This is just what we saw. And we heard today about the lady, when they were in the restaurant. And of course, that's hearsay, but she had a family member that waitressed, and what was told to her, he got mad about something on the menu, or Sebastian wanted. We know he has an anger issue. He jumped up on elevated truths also about his truck. trying to debunk all that. I want to know now, since Sebastian's gone, how many times since Sebastian's been missing has he blew up on Katie? And who does he have now to take his anger out on now that Sebastian is gone? He can't just pick up the belt and go whop, whop, whop. He can't just make people, yeah, why did Elevated Truth private that live? Yeah, exactly. He can't just pick up a belt and go whop, whop, whop. And he can't just tell, well, I guess he could. Wonder if he makes Katie bag her shit up and throw it away. Just asking. Asking for a few couple of hundred friends. Has anybody, by the way, checked on Katie lately? Just asking. It don't matter, though. You can't fix stupid. Watch out. She'll stand by her man and swear. You know what she'll do? She'll stand by her man and she'll swear Bullhorn Betty to the judge did it with a machete. For crying out loud. I don't know what's wrong with these people. I don't know what's wrong with these people. In the meantime, Katie, your son is gone. Where is he at? You need to come clean. You need to tell where your son's at. You need to tell what happened to him. That's what you need to be worrying about. Seth, today, if you're listening to this, today I'm going to read this to you out of my little book. It's not really a, excuse me, it's not really a verse, but it's just when it's protection. It's when you feel afraid. And it says, Dear God, I feel safe knowing you are always watching over me. I never have to fear the evil things of this world. Thank you for being my defender. Help me think of you the next time I am afraid. So when you're afraid, you're going to get bad news, or you're afraid of anything in this world, or you're afraid of anything, you're not going to find out or find your son. Just remember, just think of God. Just have patience. And I think you do have a lot of patience. Just think it's going to be all in God's time. And I also have to look at that verse, or it's not a verse, but I also have to look at that saying a lot myself. I just thought that was fitting today. Just know that we all do care for you, and we care for Sebastian. We want Sebastian found safe. I know I do. I don't know where he's at. I can have my thoughts and opinions just like everybody else. Some days I don't know, but some days there is hope. There's always hope. I just pray that whatever it is, it comes soon, because Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers deserves to be found. No matter what. No matter what. I'm going to get off of here now and let y'all go continue about your day, your evening. And if anyone knows anything at all, it's not too big, it's not too small. Oh my God, Shannon. My heart just sunk. I mean, it just sunk. Please go over there and look. When I go get off, I'm going to go look. I don't know why my heart never sinks like that, but I'm just fixing to go look. My heart just dropped. Literally, I just got a cold chill when you said that. Oh my God. Anyway, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, if you know anything, he's now 16, male, white, brown hair, brown eyes, 5'5", 120 pounds. You can call 615-451-3838. Call 1-800-TBI-FINE, or you can call DOG at 1-833-TELL-DOG. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being so generous. And I love you all. I love you for your support. I love you for your kindness. Can somebody drop Rich and Ruby one more time? There it is. Thank you. There's the link. Please go over there and sub up. We played them yesterday, and they're a really good channel. I want everybody to go sub up. Okay. Thank you for being here. I need to go check this out. Thank you. Bye.